I came from a pretty traditional meat and potatoes, one-dimensional family, moved up Sam, and I fell into the lifestyle. I hooked up with a guy who was into weight and heavily into weight, totally drug-free, and he had a little gym in the basement. I was 21 at the time, so it was almost 30 years ago, and he was training with weights, and I remember I would sit down there while he was training with weights, and they had the muscle and fitness, which was totally different, and I'm flipping through the muscle and fitness. Not one woman in the magazine back then. There was no women training with weights back then. I didn't even know it existed, but on the very back inside cover, there was a little picture about 1 inch by 1 inch of a woman, and her name was Susie Green, and she was a model. And she was on the tech deck, so she had her arms out, and I looked at it and went, oh my God, is that beautiful? I would love to build muscle like that. Do you have to train like a woman? I didn't know how to, because there were no women in the field. I didn't have any mentors. I've been training for about 8 or 9 years, so I went in the contest, and I was so naive. I thought bodybuilding was about health and wellness, and working hard and eating well. I was totally drug-free. I never wanted to do a contest with drugs, never did. And they told me there's no way to be able to win drug-free, and that got me pissed off, to say the least. Women, again, my age, and keep in mind this is what I'm chatting about, because it's not the general population. It's women 40, 55. Did you guys know, by the way, that 26% of the population are menopausal women? Not to share that with you. So that's the cohort that I'm part of, and because I am one of those women, I can speak from that place, and so that's kind of what I'm hoping to bring forward here. Personal training models need to remodel, and this is what I'm talking about. Male trainers, God love them. I love the male trainers because they go the extra mile that a lot of female trainers don't, and they've got the stats, and we need that. What I'm talking about here is the male-centered approach, and I'm not talking about not being male. What I mean by the male-centered approach is the approach that is based in the physical, based in the one dimension. It is based on the 1-hour training model. It is based on you sit there and take info. I'm going to oversee you while you're training. You're going to be like an open vessel, and I'm going to teach you everything I know. It's what we learned in school. It doesn't work. The 1-hour session is something that I've been trying to bust out of for a long time. I don't do one-on-ones anymore, actually, because I don't enjoy them, and the dropout rate is really high. They're afraid of pushing big because what they're getting is that flushing of the muscle, and they actually do feel bigger. They'll feel bigger in their waist and in their arms, but as I say to them, what I learned years ago is it takes sometimes 24 to 72 hours before that flushing goes away. So if you're training every second or third day, you have that flushing in there a lot, give it time. It's going to tone you, and I always say you got to lift big to get small. I've seen for years one woman that was in there training with cardio every day, 5 days a week. She also drank half a flat of Diet Coke, which is like 12 cans a day. So there are all sorts of other things happening. They get smaller, but they stay loose. Women can't afford to stay loose over the age of 40. And so as soon as I tell them that,